I'm Kimberly Kay with your entertainment report for MidHudsonNews.com. James Durbin agrees with Chris Daughtry, who said finishing fourth in American Idol was better than first because winning would have ruined his rock cred. James also finished fourth, but he says winning would have been just great too. He says he wanted to win so badly that it felt like he'd failed. But now that he's had time to think about it, he says he didn't fail at all. He says this is just the beginning. So in addition to riding in a yellow convertible through Garner, North Carolina, American Idol finalist Scotty McCreery sang with one of his musical idols at a nearby park. He performed with country star Josh Turner. And the Chattanooga Times Free Press reports that Lauren Elena dedicated 2 of her songs to victims of the recent tornadoes that blew through the South. She rode through Chattanooga in a red convertible and spent part of her American Idol hometown visit on a baseball field. Haley Reinhart fans had to brave cold, rainy weather as she returned to Wheeling, Illinois. Haley is probably hoping that the racetrack where she performed a concert is good luck. The reigning American Idol Lee DeWyze sang there last year during his hometown visit. Katie Couric will sit in the CBS Evening News anchor chair just 2 more times. Her final newscast is Thursday night, just short of 5 years on the job. Scott Pelley will take over June 6. CBS hasn't said who will anchor the evening news during those 3 weeks between Couric and Pelley. Couric hasn't announced what she'll do next, but she has been looking at a daytime talk show and discussing a future with ABC News. Mary Tyler Moore is recovering nicely after surgery to remove a benign tumor on the lining of her brain. That's word from Moore's spokeswoman, who also said Moore will not need additional treatment as a follow-up. Bob Dylan is disputing the reports about his tour of China last month. Dylan writes on his website that Chinese officials never told him what he couldn't play. He says they did ask for the names of songs he'd play, so his staff submitted set lists of the past 3 months. He says the Chinese never told him he couldn't play a certain song. He says the shows were packed with mostly Chinese young people, not expatriates, as some had reported. Dylan also denies that he was ever denied permission to perform there and says that was probably drummed up by a Chinese promoter who had made promises without making any agreements. Oz is hitting the yellow brick road for Michigan. A Detroit area studio says it will host filming of the Disney movie Oz, a prequel of the classic The Wizard of Oz. It says it'll be the largest feature to shoot in Michigan. Raleigh, Michigan Studios said Friday that Sammy Raimi directed film will be the first movie to occupy the just completed sound stages in Pontiac at the same site of a former General Motors truck plant and office complex. Oz expects to begin shooting in August and will occupy the studio through the remainder of the year. The announcement comes as uncertainty surrounds the state's film industry. Governor Rick Snyder has proposed a limit of $25 million a year on incentives as part of his budget-saving plan. In local entertainment news, songwriter and multi-instrumentalist Harvey Reid will appear at the Tustin Theater on May 21st. It's part of the Spring 2011 concert series. The concert begins at 8 p.m. The Tustin Theater is at 210 Bridge Street in Narrowsburg. The cost is $22. That's your latest entertainment report. For a new update daily, log on to MidHudsonNews.com. I'm Kimberly Kay.